Virginia smoke. OVS, Old Virginia smoke. OVS, Old Virginia smoke. OVS, Old Virginia smoke. Old Virginia.
My name is Luke Darnell, Pitmaster of Old Virginia Smoke Barbecue, and I'm here to tell you about my new online class available at barbecuechamps.com. This is a 100% tell-all competition barbecue class from yours truly, available online. It is a masterclass with 34 high-definition tell-all online competition barbecue videos that can be watched anytime, and they do not expire. They are packed full of pro tips, techniques, and recipes that will show you how to take your barbecue to the next level. These 34 barbecue cooking videos total 7 hours and will show you everything that you need to take your competition cooking to a level that you never thought was possible. We've already heard from several teams that have bought our classes and have already seen success and gotten their first calls. So this is something that brings me a lot of joy in sharing my knowledge and seeing people be successful with it. So are you ready to take your competition and backyard cooking to the next level? What are you waiting for? Just go ahead and go to barbecuechamps.com and find Luke Darnell, Old Virginia Smoke. We hope you learn a lot and enjoy these videos and have as much fun cooking these recipes as we had making them. This podcast is brought to you by barbecuedata.com. Barbecuedata.com is your one-stop shop for all of your barbecue competition data. If you're looking for historical data, calls, wins, and have the ability to track your progress in every meet, Barbecue Data has everything under one roof. It's a great way not only to track yourself in the standings, but also to track how you improve your scores from year to year. This week, I've actually taken a step further, and we're able to see what recipes were working in the past 3 years. Pretty cool when you have access to that kind of data. Listeners of this podcast can receive 20% off of a new subscription to barbecuedata.com with the code PITPOD, all capital letters PITPOD, one word. Use data to score better. Track your competition barbecue progress on barbecuedata.com.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome. It's Luke Darnell, Pitmaster of Old Virginia Smoke and host of Pitmaster, an Old Virginia Smoke podcast. And today we are being blessed with the most recent winner of the Jack Daniel's World Barbecue Invitational, the champ, Ryan King from King's Barbecue. How are you, fella?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm great. Does it ever get tired? Do you ever get tired of hearing that?
It's still like shocking to hear, but no, it never gets old. You know.
I don't think it ever will it?
Just no, the bad part is now it's like now you're like, all right, let's do this again. You know, so you can't wait to get to the next one.
Right. So how in the past 3-4 weeks has your life changed in terms of getting that big major win? Yeah.
So it of course it starts out with the chaos of walking to the stage. Right. So that Jack Daniel's walk, we didn't even plan, the cook was not the best, we had to overcome. So I literally told my wife, I was like, let's just sit in the back. So, maybe the Lord will bless us and we'll come back next year. And so we sat. So our walk to the stage was like an hour. So, but we got, you hug everyone from all the pitmasters, and then the next day you're driving home, right? And we had like a 12-hour drive, so it's nothing but family and friends calling. And then when you get back, if you we have a food service business. Well, all of a sudden, these people that haven't shown up for 9 months, they want to call and wonder how they can get a slab of ribs. And then the news outlets call. And so it's been a whirlwind of emotion, positive emotion. And we're just trying to keep our feet planted and stay humble through the whole process. But it's just been amazing.
Well, I mean, in the time that I've spent with you guys, I think you'll be able to handle it and be able to handle it with the grace and aplomb that you guys always do. You guys are, top-notch guys, and it's always good when we see an East Coaster pull off a big win like that. That's great.
Yeah, it's state of Florida first one ever. And
wow, I didn't know that.
yeah, to bring it home to Florida, and for all the FBA guys to just rally around it and call me and just congratulate me, because it's when you have a close friend, all the FBA guys know each other. We're all pretty close, and to have it brought home, it's a win for them too.
That's awesome. That's incredible. I did not know that was the first.
Yeah,
Jack winner. That's great.
Yeah, I think like Matt Barr. I think he won. I think he got pretty high at the Royal with brisket a couple times. I know Matt's been to the Jack a couple times. Rug Babby, he got first in pork at the Jack. Jim, he's been to the Jack, but to bring home the World Championship, yes, first one.
That's cool, man. Well, I look forward to celebrating with you guys a little bit in January. I think I'm going to spend my January in Florida this year. So
we're looking forward to it, man. I've been bragging to some people. I was like, y'all wait for this boy from Virginia to come down. Y'all don't know good barbecue. You wait. One of the first contests I ever did with you there. Two things I took from that: one, you're always happy, and two. You will GC a contest in a hot minute. So.
Man, thank you. That's high praise. Do you remember when that was?
Yeah, it was in South Carolina. It was in 2021, and it was at all those campgrounds. And Jason Hardy was really spearheading it with
yes.
And you came down
Somerville.
Yeah. Came down and that was the first time that I got top 5 in brisket.
That's right.
Oh, top 10. I was 6th overall. And
okay.
I'm a barbecue nerd. Like I am a dork. I grew up watching Pitmasters and Pooza Q and barbecue league nerd dork. I am. My highest chicken score before this year was South Carolina. I got 2nd place. I used your chicken recipe from the barbecue league.
No way, really?
Okay, I was on cloud 9. I went home bragging to people. I was like, only one other person got me. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm a barbecue dork, man, and I love it. And
and that's why I started this podcast, man, was because I'm a barbecue dork, and I like learning from those that are, really great at what we do. And I think that when you say you're a barbecue dork, that means to me that you've put in the time and that you've studied and that you've practiced. Is that true? Is that a big part of your off season?
Yeah, and I failed. I think that's bigger. I think you got to put in the cook. You got to put in the time, right? If it's not there, if you don't do it, you're going to limit yourself. And the biggest part about that is failing. I can't tell you how many drive homes I've been where I didn't get my name called at all, and I got a 5-hour drive to sit there and think about it. And it's those drives, it's those failures that help you learn from your mistakes and grow. It's so important to get in those cooks, get in those practices, to get in those KCBS contests, and then you got to put in the work.
Do you have a favorite failure of yours where you really learned something big?
There's so many. So let me think here. A most recent one was 2 years ago. I think I'm cooking pretty good. And I go to South Carolina Festival of Discovery. I'm like, all right, this is a jag drop. This is auto, man. We're going to do this. We are going to do this. And we sat on our hands and didn't hear our name called at all. And you go into awards thinking, well, maybe if this happened, at the end of the day, I didn't get it done, and it was because of tenderness. People can say, well, I hit a bad table. No, I did that. It was me. And basically, the two of them ribs. I wasn't hitting tenderness on ribs that year. I just wasn't doing it. And then brisket, you probe it and you're like, that little center in the middle, that's a little bit tougher than out here, but maybe the temperature will carry over and I'll do it. No, it won't. And they both tightened up, and it was all on me.
That's you know what, man, that's such a big thing in terms of being what I ask the question sometimes of some people, what's the difference between a good pitmaster and a great pitmaster? And I think that a lot of that has to do with responsibility. Taking responsibility and realizing that maybe you screwed up and maybe it wasn't the judge's fault. Now, I will say Festival Discovery will do that to a lot of people.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, I've cooked it twice. I think I was there that same year that you were there. And
yeah, my second place chicken. No, you were the first one to congratulate me.
and we
standing in line.
Yep, that's right. And that's right. That's right. We were up there. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I look back on this contest this past weekend in Rocky Mount, and I had a monster of a brisket, well marbled, and I got that feeling like this thing's, Now the problem was I didn't trim it down enough because it was so impressive. And then I talked myself into thinking that I had enough injection to inject a bigger brisket than I normally cook. We slice it, taste it. Kim goes, that doesn't taste like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I said, of course it does.
We're going to will this to taste the way we're going to.
It does not. It does not.
Yeah, we had a man of a brisket this past year at Festival Discovery, and I knew, when I cut it and I unboxed it and I tasted it, I was like, yeah, you're gonna have to come up with something not to work. And I had other pitmasters around me who scored pretty high in brisket, like Jim Elser. He was like, you gotta be happy with that because he tasted it, and we got 173. I think we were like 15th or something. Yeah, but you just sometimes it ain't gonna hit, even though you think it is. It just ain't gonna hit.
Right.
I mean, we all know what we're getting into, right?
You would think so. You hear a lot of stuff from people at contests, and we'll dive into that later. I have a way I want to go with that. But yeah, I'm glad you bring that up because we know what we're getting into, and that's part of the Jack is know what you're getting into. And I think realizing that when you pull in the gate, you've won.
Amen.
Then you're just having fun.
Amen. Being selected to go to Jack Daniel, and the fact that you're being parked with a group of 91 highly motivated, highly talented pitmasters, that just says enough right there. And then to get your name called. I mean, now we're talking this stratosphere level of joy. I mean, it's
bucket list stuff. Yep.
And that's the Jack is almost. It's like every contest we go to, at least for me, there's some sort of organization that they're trying to raise money for a benefit, right? You go to the Jack and it is 110%. How can we make these teams feel good?
Right. And that's what sets it apart.
Yeah.
Right. That's what sets it apart, and that's what creates the romanticism around the Jack. And I bring that up all the time, and people look at me like I'm crazy, and I'm like, there's just something about that place that when you get there, you feel special the entire time you're there, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I try to. It's almost like the Masters of golf. You go there and like you're walking past champions like Darren were, right? I briefly ran into him a couple times, but like when I got my awards, he hugged me and said, "Hey, take your time, soak this in." And everyone there is like that. Brad, everyone's like congratulating and meeting everyone and just a fellowship. It's just, there's something special about that mountain.
Sure is. Well, before both of us start crying, I'm going to move into some of these podcast questions. So how has your career or life experiences outside of barbecue prepared you to be a pitmaster on the competition trail?
So my life experiences, I'm a Christian, and my belief that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior, and that walk with him, and the blessing of humility, I guess, and the blessing of, hey, it's okay to fail. Let's learn. I think that has helped me with my path of barbecue. And the reason why is because when you start out like I did, I started out dabbling in the GBA, and my first sanctioned event, there were 60 teams and I got next to last in ribs. And I thought for sure somebody got sick. Like, I didn't even stick around for awards. I took off, and with me, whenever I fail, whenever in life or in barbecue or anything, first thing I do is go to my Lord in prayer and have him guide my steps and guide my path. And with that, it gives me a little bit better focus, and it helps me focus on the task at hand and how I can be the absolute best I can every day. And it goes back to putting into work, putting into failure, learning, and that is what has helped me the most in my path.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. You mentioned failures a lot. That's a big part of your growth as a pitmaster, isn't it?
Oh yeah. You gotta put in the work. And failure is not necessarily a bad thing. With the GBA, I got my butt kicked. Never heard my name called once. And in 2019, I said, okay. I talked to my wife about let's get the equipment that we're going to need to compete, right? So I took 2019 off and got a trailer and got some competition equipment, and then 2020 happened, right? So everybody took off, and at the end of 2020, I started my first KCBS events, and the first one we went to was Swine at the Shrine in Savannah in August. If you ever want to feel what a barbecue competition is, go to Georgia in August, southern Georgia, and compete and have it rain on you and have it rain on the wood, and then it stops raining, it's steaming, and you're cleaning and cooking, and don't get your name called and drive 3 hours home and wake up and want to do it again. You probably want to be a competition pitmaster. But we failed there, and then the very next contest we did, right? So this is 2020. We started in 2018. I drive out to Bonifay, Florida, and do a contest out there. And the guy next to me, I started talking to him, and he was, I don't even remember his name, but he wrote down my phone number because it's on the side of my trailer. And on a side note, do not do that, because people will call you, be like, hey man, where you headed? I was like, who are you? So he wrote my number down. And after the last turn-in, I'm feeling this big, right? I don't have any confidence. And I told the guy, I was like, man, I'm just going to head home. I had a 6-hour drive. I get home early. Well, he calls me at 6:30. He's like, I thought you said you never get your name called. I was like, I don't. He's like, it's called 3 times and you were in the top 5. and it's just like I didn't know. I thought I should turn around at that point, even though it was 3 hours in. I've never, you never know. It could be your Saturday. You never know. If you put into work and fail and learn and keep growing, know this: it can be your Saturday.
That's right. Man, you're dropping all kinds of knowledge. It works so early in this, dude.
That whole barbecue nerd and dork thing, man, it runs deep.
So what's the most surprising thing to come out of competition barbecue for you?
The barbecue family thing that you hear about, that's real.
Yeah.
That is a real deal. The friendships that have grown out of competition barbecue is immense. I know people all over the Southeast and some in Texas and in Kansas, and they are literally friends. I mean, true friends. My house could be burning down. I can tell you 10 pitmasters right now that would rush to Jacksonville, Florida, just to put the fire out. Mm-hmm. And that's competition barbecue.
Yeah, and that question, it gets answered the same way every time, but I never get tired of asking it, and I never get tired of hearing it because it is the truth.
It is.
And we're all getting ready to go next weekend to the biggest family reunion in barbecue of the American Royal. So it's always important to reinforce that this time of year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm missing the Royal this year, but I'm going next year. And
yay, we get a break from Whipped by Kings.
I'll be in Atlanta though on your way back. You can do the ABS Atlanta Barbecue.
Oh boy,
that's turned into a really fun contest.
Is that at the Cumming Georgia Fairground?
It is, man, and Brian and Ellen, man, they do a great job. And a lot of the guys, Friday night we're gonna have like a potluck. We got Joseph Puccio cooking. Everybody's bringing their side dishes, and it's just it's turned into a really fun event.
No, Pooch, that guy.
Weekend. I would pay extra money to be parked next to him.
Oh man, it is a show. It is when they say Smoke Show Mafia, the key word in that is show. He is one of my favorite human beings. He is amazing. Yeah. That place, I don't know if you know this or not, that holds some very significant Old Virginia smoke lore in it. Coming Fairground.
Really? Tell me.
Back when they used to have the National Barbecue Cup there, and we were, I forget what year it was. I think Travis Clark and the American Dream barbecue team were going back and forth in points, and it was the last one of the year. And we drove down. Nobody really knew who we were. We'd won a couple contests, but we just went down there and cooked it, and we ended up winning it.
That's awesome.
And I remember it was organized by Randall Bowman at the time, and he said that him and his buddy had to get in a golf cart and drive over to see who we were because they didn't know who we were. And that was pretty funny. Yeah. We still have that giant wood carving thing sitting in our living room. It'll always be there. So that's funny. You're getting me to tell more stories than I normally like to on here.
I like hearing it. The same thing when in 2021. So we won. That was the first time us winning a GC, and we won 3 in a row. Well,
wow.
Yeah. You walk into the 4th contest wondering who's coming in second, right? And we didn't win again for another 2 years. But we went down to Plant City, and at this time, I don't know all the FBA guys that well. Well, they're all like staring at me and stuff. Like I was like, "Who are these fools?" Like I would come out, and they're just like all staring at me. And Sam, a good friend of mine, he was parked across from me, and he's from Plant City, right? So he has 30 people at his site. So every time I came out the door, they were looking at me. And later, getting to know him, he's like, we didn't know who the hell you were. That's why we're staring at you.
That's funny.
Those GCs are the best when they don't know you, and you come down there and you're able to pull it out. Those are some of the best.
Yeah, and well, that's forever gone for you. That's gone. Just FYI. Now, when you win again, people are gonna be like, "Yeah, that's that dude that won the jack." But that's an even better feeling, though. So
yeah, it is.
Let's switch gears a little bit and get into gear. What are some of the most worthwhile investments that you've made in competition barbecue?
A gateway drum. Doing as many barbecue classes as I have, with Barbecue Champs Academy and the Barbecue League and Myron Mixon's class. Probably those three are those two thing classes, and that gateway drum has just it's been able to place me in a position to where I can compete with a lot of people, and it's those are the two best.
Yeah, took me a while to get on that drum thing, but now that I'm on it, I ain't gonna get off it.
Yeah, no way. No, I've tasted the difference. When it's like in football they call it the eye test. How's it look? In barbecue we call it the taste test. I mean, if you can taste it and be like, yeah, there's a difference. There's a difference.
Right.
And taking classes, man, learning from people. It's some of the best investment you'll have.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are all expensive things, though. Do you have any tools or gadgets or any little things that are under $100 other than a thermopen that have really upped your barbecue game?
Yeah, a hot dog tong from Amazon.
What?
And hot dog tong from Amazon, and I stole that from Bill with Chicken Fried Barbecue. So these tongs are like this long, right? And they have these little circles on the end of them. So it picks up a piece of chicken perfectly, and you can drag it through the sauce, and you can place it and chicken wings and ribs. Man, pick up a burn in with it. I mean, you can move stuff around in that box, and it hands like if I knew that I lost one right now, I'd like buy 5 and put them in my office. They just you can get them on Amazon. They're like $20, $15, something like that. And they just because me and you and Bill, we got monkey hands. If we try to touch something, we're not only are we smearing barbecue sauce, we're moving parsley, we're moving other stuff. So this stuff allows you to get in there. You can be a surgeon. Yeah,
that's. I must have been Bill when I had him on the podcast that had brought that up. I think
Bill's great, man. Bill, he always finds these cool little toys, and he's able to. I swore for the longest time before I met him, I'm like, he must have a camera crew that just follows him around. He puts out film that is, it's remarkable. And I had to hire a marketing company to do that. That's what he does. But those hot dog tongs are where it's at, man.
I got to spend a week with Bill. Not this past year, but the year before in Tennessee. We were out there for the whole week of the KCBS World Invitational, and I learned more about social media and filming and stuff in that week than I've learned in my whole life. Like that guy is something else. He's the legend.
He is next level, man. He is next level when it comes to that. I don't think he's ever put out a bad looking box. Like I just, if someone's like, yeah, Bill made his box look like crap, I was like, you're lying. It just doesn't happen. Yeah.
Do you use a lot of technology in your approach? Do you use any apps or anything, keep track of stuff or anything like that?
So, of course, I'm on social media, but I have a spreadsheet that I use, and if I change anything, I update that spreadsheet like I'm going to forget or something. as far as like apps or anything like that, I don't use anything. I did hire a marketing company last year for King's Barbecue, food service and catering. And they actually come to me on competitions, and they take video and content, they upload it, and
that's cool.
Yeah, they make short videos for me that I can upload to like TikTok and stuff like that, and they're great. They're pricey, but they get the job done. And I've seen my business, as far as my food service business, increase because of it.
That's great.
Yeah, and the first time they ever went with me to a contest was Plant City last year, and I won that. And they were so excited. They were like, "This is wild. We feel like we won." And then they went with us to the Jack, and so they got all that on film. So it was great.
That's awesome, man. Now we get to talk about people.
Yeah.
Who has impacted your life the most in competition barbecue?
My father first, and he just inputted into me cooking barbecue. When you grow up in the South, it's in our blood to cook outside on 4th of July, right, or at special holidays. I would have to say Myron Nixon laid a foundation, if that makes sense. Cool. Like, hey, this is competition barbecue. This is what it is. And I was able to build off of that.
That's important, though.
That is. To have that, like if you go to a KCBS contest, or FBA, I mean, Myron's not winning like he did in the early 2000s, right? But he is winning world championships. He goes to Memphis and Maine, he'll win that damn thing. Right. But it's that foundation that I think you need. I think, Jason Hardy, he's been a good voice to me regarding just things to look at. Things to look at a little bit differently. And a teammate of mine, Dan Patrick, he is my voice of reason.
The real Dan Patrick.
The real Dan Patrick. I'm like at the Jack. It's when it's yours, right? And you're looking at everything, and you're just is it you're looking at everything, and he is that voice of reason saying, don't put it in the box. Yes, that's tender. Yes, that tastes good. And Dan, he's not really over the top. He's just monotone, and that's what I need.
Yeah, those people are very important, man. It's I want to go back to your foundation about from Myron and how important that is to learn early in what this is.
Oh, it's everything. It's everything.
It's everything.
Yeah, you go to Myron. So if you sign up for Myron's class, you will cook everything from a chicken wing to a hog. And he sits there, and him and his team builds a box in front of you, and you taste it. And you walk up and you feel it. You put your hands on it. That's and you meet him and you talk to him, and people see Myron on TV and think that's him. That ain't him. Myron at his home is one of the most delightful people and most down to earth person you'll ever meet. And his classes, you will literally get the fundamentals of tenderness, taste, appearance. And then let's say if you're like, all right, Ryan, but I'm not a competition barbecue cook, I'm a caterer. You get that information. He talks to you about how many people a hog will feed, how many full pans of mac and cheese and beans you're going to need for your party. He goes over everything, so much info in 2 days. And then he feeds you like you're a king, and it's, and with when I was there, I've been to his class 3 times, on three separate occasions, because I bought his smoker. I went one time. My wife bought me the class for Christmas, And then the second time I went with a buddy. And the third time I went because I wanted to check out his gravity feed because that's what I bought. And every time, I promise you, without fail, I learned something. I learned something different from the au jus that I use in my brisket wrap to tenderness on whole shoulders to cooking a whole hog and how to lay it out and then how to present it and how to build an MBM box. You know, a lot of people don't know that them MBM boxes, they're 5 pounds of meat. I mean, I know it's huge. The amount of meat you got to put in, and you learn that in there. You learn that FBA style, that KCPS style, and the MBN style.
Right.
And he really, he'll lay the groundwork for you.
I think mentorship is something that we don't talk enough about in competition barbecue in terms of, it's no secret that this hobby is kind of on a, we need people to do it. We need more people cooking. And, we had an opportunity this weekend. I got in the last minute, cooked out of a pop-up. So it was smoking Scully's in a trailer, then me out front of his trailer in a pop-up. And then over on the right was Jason Singletary from Smoke Central. That's the man. And in the middle was this guy, and he never ever told us his name. Had a red food truck and was his first contest and was there, he wanted to vend, but he couldn't. So he got in there and was cooking his first contest and doing People's Choice. And once he came over to me Friday night and he said, "Bud, are you done?" I said, "Well, I'm done with my prep." He's like, "Are you going to put your meat on?" I said, "Yeah, it's 6." And he looks at his watch and I said, "In the morning." And I mean, you could tell he was just completely enamored with, and all three of us shared food with him the next day. And he shared his food with us and, we were honest with him. And sometimes that's hard to do. And sometimes it comes off as brutal.
It does.
But I mean, that guy was drinking from the competition fire hose, man. He had, me, Brian, and Jason there, and I think he really enjoyed it. I think he wants to do it again, but it's part of that passing it on. You know what I mean? And it sounds like you got that from Myron.
Yeah, you gotta. I tell everybody, all new cooks I run into, I say, do not hesitate to walk up to me or anybody. I said, they might not tell you the full story, but they're going to give you enough to where it'll be good for you. And I don't hide anything. I'm like, this is what I do, because at the end of the day, you got to cook it, and you have to learn that feel, that feel of tenderness. Like the biggest thing is like ribs. Like when I learned the tenderness where tenderness needs to be on ribs, I was way off. And I learned that from Bill with Triple H, watching him do a class. And it was like, wow, I'm really not taking my ribs as far as I need to. And it's hard for people to, when they hear like you take chicken to like 208, 210, they're like, what? And it holds together.
They can't believe it, man. They can't believe it.
That's the art of barbecue, is learning how to overcook something without overcooking it. Right.
And you can teach those lessons, and those lessons translate to, I call them normal people, civilians. I cooked a wedding this weekend, and the guy was like, "This chicken is amazing." And I said, he's like, "How do I do this?" I was like, "Well, I bet you do nothing but cook chicken breasts, don't you?" He's like, "Yep." I'm like, "Stop." Get you some boneless, skinless thighs, cook them to their 185, 190. Put them in your hand, explode them, pulled chicken. You'll never fail. He's like, "It's that easy?" He's like 185, 190. I'm like, "Yep, you gotta go.
I love it when people come up to my food trailer or something, because the general public, they don't get like barbecue like we get. They get commercial barbecue, And when they walk, they'll taste brisket and they'll look at me and they'll be like, "This is really good." I was like, "Yeah, it should be really good. It doesn't need to taste like shoe leather. It should taste good."
Exactly. It's it's funny because I tell people all the time that, like, "Well, I want to come eat your competition food." I'm like, you won't like it by the end of it because you'll feel terrible. You'll be like, "Wow, that's so rich and so much."
It is. It's tasty. It's tasty. It's good. My family, my mother-in-law loves me. She loves me to a fault. And every year at Christmas, she's like, "Ryan, you cook whatever you want." Well, my sister-in-laws get involved and they give me a marching orders list. Well, it also gives me an opportunity to cook like Wagyu beef ribs and stuff like that. And so my family gets spoiled with it. But it's night and day cooking from what we do, from what the general public is used to. And it's just, it's fun to watch somebody take a bite and they light up.
And they just look at you like, "Are you serious?" It's great. It's great. All right. Habits and superstitions. Are you a superstitious guy?
So we always eat fish Friday night.
Okay.
And Waffle House is where we celebrate afterwards on Saturday. Of course, me personally, I'd like getting to typically when I compete, it's me. It's nobody else, unless it's a big contest. And typically when it's just me, if I'm not sleeping in the trailer, I get there pretty early. I'm like 4 a.m., light that fire, and just have my personal time with prayer and reflection of what I'm about to walk, And those are probably the three. The fish, man. With
what are you talking about when you say fish? Like, are you going for fish tacos? What are you doing?
We're finding something from the sea, legitimately from the sea. It can't be like, oh, well, this was so we go. The real Dan Patrick was working. So at Plant City, we vend and compete. And last year, Dan was vending the trailer with my wife and two other people. Well, we went out for. Everyone says go get fish. I'm like, all right, we'll go find some fish. I rag on Dan because he probably found the most expensive restaurant that serves fish on there. I think the bill is like $150. I was just like, yep, just pick wherever. I'm going to pick next time. We're going to go to Long John Silver. We're going to go to Red Lobster, something like that. Dan, and the restaurant was great. So we had fish. And next day, we knocked it out of the park. Ever since then, we're having fish on Friday.
There you go. 99% of competition barbecue is because it worked once.
Adam Dawkins with Bad Rooster. He is Mexican food and a margarita on Friday for lunch with clockwork, man. Clockwork. Don't even ask where we're going. Just say what. Just send me the address. That's where we're going.
And the Waffle House, I got to give props to that. That's a great call too.
Yeah. After the Jack, man, we roll up to the Waffle House at 10:30, and we sat there for an hour. But that's just, we just enjoy it.
My one of my favorite pastimes is to go to the Waffle House and take over the touch tunes and just light a place up. I'm not happy until I've made the cook dance. Once the guy working the flat top is giving me a dance move, I'm good.
So I watched a barbecue league video with you in it. Well, I had a bunch of y'all in it. And I forgot whose trailer y'all were in, but y'all had Snoop and Dre just blaring on that bad boy, and everybody in there was just like, like y'all sitting there prepping ribs, and that Tim Shear was in it, and a whole bunch of guys were in it.
Gosh, that was one of the Big 12 tournaments, and the only trailer there was the Blues Hog trailer, and. So we all decided to take our ribs in there and prep them at the same time. And someone was clairvoyant enough to break out the phone. And yeah, that was a good memory, man. I had thought about that in a long time. We're all in there just tearing things up, and
like you're just hearing Dre, like good hip hop music, from back in the day, back when it was like it was enjoyable to listen to, and it was just watching all y'all, and someone's complaining that their ribs are frozen, and it's just like that's what it is. That the fellas camaraderie, just sitting there next to each other, trimming out some ribs. Watching Joe Pierce put about 10 pounds of rub on his ribs.
Oh my God, he buries them, doesn't he? Gosh.
And he wins.
What? He does. I've learned a lot from him. Are you a music guy while you cook?
I do listen. Right now I listen to country a lot, but when it comes to like when turn-ins happen, music's off. I'm just in my own little zone there, focused.
Yeah, we've transitioned, man. We used to, I had playlists for every meet. We would revisit them every quarter, make sure all the songs are right. Now we just kind of, since we switched cookers, we've had to focus more. So we've kind of just stayed in that zone. And it's really worked out this year. So in terms of concentration, I think maybe I was putting the dancing vibe a little bit ahead of the cooking vibe. So I don't know. Sometimes that happens.
I tell you, man, it's you all have those little things to do, but I'd encourage your listeners, man, to even if they don't get to like the Invitational, go to the Open at the Royal.
Absolutely.
Go to one of these. Like the first time I went to the American Royal was the first time I met you, and you recommended going to Slaps to eat. You were like, "Hey, you can go to a bunch of places. If you want to eat some really good, go to Joe's place." And I tell you, man, that the barbecue at Slaps is on a different level compared to what I've been exposed to.
It is consistently great. And I'm going there. I'm definitely getting the turkey, the sausage, and the baked potato or the potato casserole. Taco Tuesday at Slaps is amazing. It's consistent, and he does a great job. And I know there's a lot of other places out there that are the traditional Kansas City barbecue dives, and they just don't hold up.
They don't.
And
they don't.
I hate saying that, and I feel like sometimes that I'm being a traitor to barbecue by saying it, but they just don't hold up.
And his burnt end sandwich.
Oh yeah,
Jack, man. And if you try to recreate that, and then to realize he does that day in and day out, that's wild. Because to create the level of perfection needed for that, Joe's on a different level. Man. He is competition to the restaurant. He's up there, man.
And now golf.
The golf, is he really?
Oh my God, Joe's probably right now 1.3 handicap.
Shut your mouth! Are you serious?
Which makes no sense whatsoever, but yeah, he's that good. We played Thursday morning at the Jack, and he shot 72, I think. He started the first 8 holes, birdie, bogey, birdie, bogey, birdie, bogey, birdie, bogey.
I used to live in Richmond and in my early 20s, and I played golf all the time. I got to play at this place called Kinlock. Yeah. And it's up and down. It's beautiful. This is when I like smoke and drink. I was out. There's no golf cart. You're walking this thing. I got to the 9th hole, and my caddy's like, "Mr. King, we're just trying to get the ball going this direction right here." I had to send somebody to pick me up by the 14th hole. I was almost dead.
Yeah, Joe's just amazing at pretty much everything he does. Man, we've almost talked an hour. Can you believe that?
No, I talked to you all day, brother.
Well, we got to hit these rapid fire questions and see what's doing. What do you see about barbecue on social media that upsets or bothers you?
Complaining of judging. You can't force a judge to taste something a certain way, and there's no conspiracy theory. It just There's times where you hit a bad table, and there's times where, but majority of the time it's probably you. So get off the judges. They ain't as bad as you think.
No one ever complains about a good table.
No, they don't.
I say that all the time. We already covered this one. What's your favorite pre, during, or post-competition meals?
Yep. Fish
Knock
and
that
waffles.
one out. Yep. Fish and waffles. Fantastic. What's a favorite present that you like to give to people?
Favorite present that I like to give to people. So me having a food service business, we use those competition ready or restaurant spec Prairie Fresh naturals coming in single pack with a special code. So one thing I like to do is, like with Dan Patrick, or a guy that works with me who also has a competition team, I like donating or supplying the ribs for the contest. So it gives them a little bit of leg up. It's, they don't have to worry about that expense or searching for them. They just come to me, I hand it to them.
Awesome. Last question. If you could have a gigantic billboard anywhere getting a message out to millions or billions, what would it say and why?
Oh, man. Well, it would say Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ our Lord, as he who strengthens me. I would just leave it up there. And the reason why is because I think in today's life, there's ups and downs with life, and it is hard. It is hard. It beats on you. And Christ can help you through that.
That's awesome, Ryan. Thank you for being on, man.
Thank you for having me. It's been, again, going back to be a barbecue dork. When I met you in 2022 at the Royal, you don't know this, but it was literally, I was like, I bet OVS. I went back and told my wife. It's like, and so for me to be on this podcast with you, man, it means a lot to me. So I really do.
Well, I've really enjoyed our conversation, and I can't wait to see you in January. I need to get signed up for St. Augustine.
Get signed up for Jimmy Jam. It's in Elkton. It's going to be fun. We're planning to cook for the teams rolling in on Thursday. Friday's going to be fun. Saturday's going to be fun. So if you have any issues or something, let me know, and I'll help you out the best I can.
Well, right now, tentatively, and I'll say this out here right now, tentatively, I'm going to be cooking Jimmy Jam. And then I'm going to be teaching a class at Whiskey Bent.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then cooking Lakeland. Yeah.
I'll be at both. I'll be vending in Lakeland, so come get you some free food. Come get you a barbecue Sunday, brother.
I might do that. But yeah, we're working out the details right now, but I think I'm going to teach a class at Lakeland and at Whiskey Bent the weekend before. So,
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll get her figured out, bud.
All right, man. I can't wait to see
tell people. Yeah, man. Tell people where they can find you, and if there's any sponsors you want to hit on the way out.
Yeah, sponsors always AtlantaBarbecueStore.com and then Sweet Meat Butcher Shop. Everybody can find me on my website at KingsBBQJacks.com, or they can go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If I can help in any way, please let me know. I'm available.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congrats, champ. Hope you never get tired of hearing that, buddy.
No, I won't. I appreciate it, brother. I'll see you in January.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Yep.
Thank you for listening to Pitmaster, an Old Virginia Smoke podcast. Be sure to subscribe and like the podcast, rate the podcast, and to share it out with your friends. Also, be sure to check out the Old Virginia Smoke TikTok as well. Old Virginia Smoke One word. That's all you have to search for. It's hilarious. Tune in next week for another great episode of Pitmaster. For companies interested in advertising, please contact Old Virginia Smoke directly via www.oldvirginiasmoke.com. Pitmaster, an Old Virginia Smoke podcast, is edited by Chris Sedenka. Pitmaster, an Old Virginia Smoke podcast, is a property of Old Virginia Smoke, LLC.
Old Virginia smoke. Old Virginia, Old Virginia smoke. Oh yes. Old Virginia, Old Virginia smoke. Old Virginia, Old Virginia smoke.